Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you see and hear me clearly?
Yes,
How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. Okay, so let's check now. So we are at stage 5, paragraph page 369. Okay, and our last headword was might, parliament. So let's start with Newark. Okay, so let's start. Here we go. Repeat. Arrive at.
Arrive at.
Point.
Point.
Arrive in.
Arrive in.
Area.
Area.
Airport.
Airport.
Passport.
Passport.
Very good. Okay, listen. We arrive at a point, like a building or a station, whereas we arrive in an area, like a city or a country. Airport is a noun. It is a place where planes take off and land, with buildings for passengers to wait in. For example, an international airport, a military airport, etc. If you have a flight to catch, you have to go to the airport. Passport is a noun. It is a travel document issued by a government that allows a person to travel abroad. For example, if I arrive at a foreign airport without my passport, I might not be able to enter the country. Okay, so let's practice. What's the difference between arrive at and arrive in? What's the difference between arrive at and arrive in? The difference
The
between
difference
arrive
between
at
arrive
and
at
arrive
and
in
arrive
is
in
that we
is that
arrive at
we
a
arrive
point,
at a point,
whereas we
whereas
arrive
we
in
arrive
an area.
in an area.
What time do you arrive at school? What time do you arrive at school? I arrive
I
at
arrive
school
at
at.
school at 8 a.m.
Very good. If you arrive at a foreign airport without your passport, what might happen? If you arrive at a foreign airport without your passport, what might happen? If I
If
arrive
I
at a
arrive
foreign
at
airport
foreign
without
airport
my passport,
without my
I might
passport,
not be
I
able
might
to
would
enter
be
the
able to
country.
enter the country.
Very good. What is a cafe? What is a cafe? A
A
cafe
cafe
is a
is
small,
small,
informal restaurant
informal
where
restaurant
you can get light
where you
meals,
can get light meals,
snacks, and drinks.
snacks, and drinks.
Very good. Do you owe me any money? Do you owe me any money? Yes or no?
Yes,
I owe you
are you owe you
some money.
some money?
Do I owe you any money? Do I owe you any money? Yes. You
No,
owe me
you owe me
some money as well.
some money as well.
Very good. Next, repeat verb plus back.
Verb plus back.
Okay, very good. So let's talk about using a verb plus the word back. Okay, repeat souvenir.
Souvenir.
Very good. Okay, listen. When we add the word back to a verb, it means to return. For example, give back, go back, pay back, walk back, talk back. Souvenir is a noun. A souvenir is something you keep or give to remember a holiday or special event. For example, the things I usually bring back with me when I went on holiday are souvenirs like keychains, clothes, food like sweets, Tokyo banana, etc. I bought a few souvenirs from my holiday in Singapore. Let's practice. What do I mean to give back, or what does it mean to give back? To give back means
Give back
to
means
return.
to return.
When you go on holiday, what do you bring back with you? When you go on holiday, what do you bring back with you? When I go
When
on
I go
holiday,
on
I bring
holiday,
back
I bring
souvenirs
back
with me.
souvenirs with me.
Are you going to go back home immediately after the lessons ended? Are you going to go back home immediately after the lessons ended? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm going to
I'm
go back
going
home
to go back home
immediately after
immediately
the lessons
after the
ended.
lesson ended.
Very good. When people lend you money, do you always pay it back when promised? When people lend you money, do you always pay it back when promised? Yes or no?
Yes,
When people
when
lend me
people
money,
lend me
I
money,
always pay
I
it back
always pay it back
when promised.
when promised.
Do you know anybody who has retired but then later gone back to work? Do you know anybody who has retired but then later gone back to work? Yes or no?
Yes,
I know
I
somebody
know
who has
somebody
retired
who has
but
retired
then later
but
gone
then
back
later
to work.
gone back to work.
Very good. Next, repeat pride,
Pride,
proud,
proud,
normal,
normal,
normally,
normally,
take pride in.
Take pride in.
Where the listen, pride is a noun. It is a feeling of pleasure or happiness that you get when you do something good or difficult. For example, she spoke with pride about her success in passing the exam. Proud is an adjective. To be proud means to feel very pleased and satisfied. Feeling proud. For example, I am proud of my work. Take pride in means to be proud of. For example, I am proud of my work. I take pride in my work. Normal is an adjective. Normal means usual. For example, my usual breakfast is bread and coffee. Or we can say, my normal breakfast is bread and coffee. Normally is an adverb. Normally means usually. For example, people normally feel proud when they do well in exams. Let's practice. What is your normal breakfast? What is your normal breakfast? My normal
My
breakfast
normal breakfast
is.
is a bread and coffee.
Do people normally feel proud when they do well in exams? Do people normally feel proud when they do well in exams? Yes,
Yes,
people normally
people
feel
normally
proud
feel
when they
proud
do
when
well
they do well
in exams.
in
Do you
exams.
take pride in your work? Do you take pride in your work? Yes or no?
Yes,
I take
I take
pride
pride
in my work.
in my work.
Very good. Next, repeat servant.
Servant.
Very good. Okay, listen. Servant is a noun. It is the synonym of helper. A servant is a person who is working in another person's house doing household chores. For example, if I were very rich, I would have servants in my house. Let's practice. If you were very rich, would you have servants in your house? If you were very rich, would you have servants in your house? Yes or no?
Yes,
If I
if
were
I
very
were
rich,
very rich,
I'd have
I
servants
have servant
in my house.
in my house.
Very how many?
10.
10 servants. Very good. Next, repeat wheel.
Will.
Lorry.
Lorry.
Very good. Okay, listen. Wheel is a noun. It is a round object connected at the center of a bar that is used for making vehicles or parts of machines move along the ground. For example, the car wheels. There are four wheels in a car. Lorry is a noun. Lorry is the synonym of truck. It is a large vehicle that is used to transport goods by roads. For example, there are eight or more wheels on a lorry. A lorry has more wheels than a car. Let's practice. Does a lorry have fewer wheels than a car? Does a lorry have fewer wheels than a car? No, a
No,
lorry
a
doesn't
lorry
have fewer
doesn't have
wheels
fewer
than a
wheels
car.
than a
It
car.
has more
It
wheels.
has more wheels.
Very good. Next, repeat arrow.
Arrow.
Centimeter.
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 Meter.
Mm. Meter.
Very good. Okay, listen. Both centimeter and meter are nouns. 100 centimeters make a meter. Arrow is a noun. For example, an arrow is about a meter long. Let's practice. About how long is an arrow? About how long is an arrow? An arrow
An
is
arrow
about a
is
meter
about
long.
a meter long.
How many centimeters make a meter? How many centimeters make a meter? 100 centimeters
100 centimeters
make a meter.
make a meter.
Very good. Do you know anybody who has long beard? Do you know anybody who has long beard? Yes or no?
No, I
I don't
don't
know anybody
know
who
anybody
has a long
who has
beard.
a long beard.
Very good. Next, repeat. True,
Prove.
false,
False.
paper,
Paper
or newspaper.
or newspaper.
Very good. Okay, listen. True is an adjective. True means based on facts and not imagined or just invented. For example, the opposite of heaven is hell. It's true. The opposite of tall is short. It's true. False is an adjective as well. False is the opposite of true. It means not true or correct. For example, the opposite of heaven is sky. It's false. Paper or newspaper is a noun. A paper or newspaper is a document consisting of news, reports, articles, and photographs that are published every day or every week. For example, not everything we read in the newspaper is true. Some things are true and some things are false. I think maybe it's because newspaper haven't always got the time to make sure that what they write is completely true. Let's practice. Is it false that the opposite of heaven is hell? Is it false that the opposite of heaven is hell? No. It
Not
isn't false
it is false
that the opposite
that
of
the
heaven
opposite of
is hell.
heaven is hell.
It's true.
It's true.
Is everything we read in the newspapers true? Is everything we read in the newspapers true? No, not
No,
everything we
not
read
everything
in the
we read
newspapers
in the
is true.
newspaper is
Some
true.
things are true
Some things are true
and some things
and
are
some things
false.
are wrong.
False.
False.
Why do you think this is true? Why do you think this is so? Why do you think this is so? I think maybe
I think
it's
maybe
because
it's because
newspapers haven't
newspapers
always got
haven't
time
always got
to
time
make sure
to make
that
sure
what they write
that what they
is
write
completely
is
true.
completely true.
Very good. Let's repeat. Maintain.
Maintain.
Very good. Listen, maintain is a verb. It means to keep something in good condition or to make something continue the same thing in the same way or the same standard as before. For example, it's expensive to maintain a large house. Okay, so let's practice. Is it cheap to maintain a large house? Is it cheap to maintain a large house? No, it
No,
isn't cheap
it isn't.
to maintain a large house. Okay, one more.
Mm,
No, it
no,
isn't cheap
it isn't cheap
to
to
maintain a large
maintain
house.
a large house.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
Very good. How do we translate? Okay, next repeat. It takes.
It takes
Very good. Ireland.
Ireland.
Very good. Okay, listen. It takes means what is needed or required in order to complete something. For example, it takes about 30 minutes from here to the next town. It takes about 10 minutes from here to the station. Ireland is a noun. It is a large island to the west of Great Britain from which it is separated by the Irish Sea. For example, it doesn't take longer to fly from here to Ireland than to go by train and ship. It takes less time. Let's practice. How do we translate the word it takes in Japanese? How do we translate the word it takes in Japanese? We translate
We
the words
translate
it
the
takes
word it takes
with
with 何分かかる
in
How much
Japanese.
in Japanese?
Very good. How long does it take you to go home from your office? How long does it take you to go home from your office? It takes me
It
about
takes me about 30 minutes
to go home
to go
from
home
my office.
from my whole office.
Does it take longer to fly from there to Ireland than to go by train and ship? Does it take longer to fly from there to Ireland than to go by train and ship? No, it doesn't
No,
take
it
longer
doesn't take
to
longer
fly from
to
here
fly from
to
here
Ireland
to
than
Ireland
to go by
than
train
go by
and
train
ship.
and ship.
It takes less time.
It takes less time.
About how long would it take you to reach the station from there if you walk very fast? About how long would it take you to reach the station from there if you walk very fast? It'd take
It
me
takes me
about
about 15 minutes
to reach the station
to reach the
from
station
here if
from
I
here
walk
if
very
I
fast.
walk very fast.
Very good. Next, repeat amount.
Amount.
Amount to.
Amount to.
Very good. Okay, listen, amount is a noun. Amount is the sum of money or a particular quantity of something that can be measured. For example, I've got about 100 pesos in my pocket. The amount of money I have got in my pocket is 100 pesos. They use a large amount of wood in building houses in my country because it's cheaper. Amount to is a phrasal verb. Amount to also means equal. For example, 100 yen and 20 yen amount to 120 yen. Let's practice. What amount of money have you got in your pocket at the moment? What amount of money have you got in your pocket at the moment? I've got about
I've got about 1 million
in my pocket
in my
at
pocket.
the moment.
Moment.
You get a big pocket. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they use a large amount of wood in building houses in your region? Do they use a large amount of wood in building houses in your region? Yes or no?
Yes.
They use a
They
large
use
amount of wood
a large amount of food
in building houses
in building
in
houses
my region.
in my region
Why? Why? Because.
because this area only the rich people are living,
Oh,
including me.
very good. And then wood is expensive also. Next, what do 50 pounds and 13 pounds amount to? What do 50 pounds and 13 pounds amount to? 50 pounds
50,
and 13
15 pounds
pounds
and 13 pounds
amount to
amount to
63 pounds.
63 pounds.
Very good. Next, repeat further.
Further,
Sweden.
Sweden,
In addition.
in addition,
Extra.
extra.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word further means same as farther, but it also means in addition or extra. For example, I'd have to go to the information office if I wanted further information about train times at a station. If I failed an exam, I'd have to take further lessons. Sweden is a noun. It is a country in northern Europe. For example, Sweden is further from Spain than Switzerland. Let's practice. What does the word further mean? What does the word further mean? The word further
The word
means
further
the
means
same as
the
farther,
same as
but
father,
it also
but
means
it also
in
means
addition or
in
extra.
addition for extra.
Which is further from Spain, Sweden, or Switzerland? Which is further from Spain, Sweden, or Switzerland? Sweden is
Sweden
further from
is
Spain
further from Spain
than Switzerland.
than Switzerland.
What's the furthest you've ever been? What's the furthest you've ever been? The furthest
The
I've
furthest
ever been
I've ever been
is from Japan
is
to.
from Japan to Italy.
Very good. Where do you have to go if you wanted further information about train times at a station? Where do you have to go if you wanted further information about train times at the station? I'd have to go
I have to
to
go
the
to
information
the
office
information
if
office
I wanted
if I
further
wanted
information
further
about
information
train times
about train
at the
times
station.
at the station.
Give me a further example of the word further. Give me a further example of the word further, please. If I failed, if I failed. Oh, here we go. One more. If I
If
failed an exam,
if I fail an exam,
I'd have to take
I'd have to take
further lessons.
further lesson.
Very good. Next, repeat past perfect.
Past perfect.
Very good. Okay, now let's talk about past perfect. Okay, repeat. I had eaten.
I had eaten.
Very good. Okay, listen. The past perfect communicates the same idea as the present perfect, except that instead of thinking about time before and up to now, we are thinking about time before and up to a specific point in the past. For example, the present perfect, we can say Mary cannot enter her flat because she has lost her key. With the past perfect, we can say Mary could not enter her flat yesterday because she had lost her key. Okay, let's practice. When do we use the present perfect? When do we use the present perfect? We use the
We
present
use
perfect
the present
when
perfect
we are thinking
when we are
about
thinking
time
about
before
time
and
before
up to now.
and up to now.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Mary cannot
Mary
enter her flat
cannot enter
because
her
she
flat
has
because
lost her
she
key.
has lost her key.
What does that sentence mean? What does that sentence mean? That sentence
That
means
sentence
that
means
Mary does not
that
know
Mary does
where
not
her
know
key is
where
now
her key is
because
now
of losing it
because of losing it
earlier today.
earlier today.
Very good. When do we use the past perfect? When do we use the past perfect? We use the
We use
past perfect
first past
when
perfect
we are thinking
when we
about
are
time
thinking about
before
time
and up
before
to another
and up
point
to
in the
another
past.
point in the past.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Mary could not
Mary
enter her
did
flat
not enter her
yesterday
flat yesterday
because she had lost
because she had
her
lost
key.
her key.
What does that sentence mean? What does that sentence mean? That sentence means
That sentence
that
means
Mary did not
that
know
Mary did not
where her
know
key was
where
yesterday
her key was yesterday
because of losing it
because of losing it
earlier in the day.
earlier in the day.
What's the difference between these two sentences? I ate my dinner at 9 o'clock and I had eaten my dinner at 9 o'clock. What's the difference between these two sentences? I ate my dinner at 9 o'clock and I had eaten my dinner at 9 o'clock. The difference between
The difference
those two
between those
sentences
two
is
sentences
that I ate
is
my
that
dinner
I
at
ate
9
my
o'clock
dinner at
means
9 o'clock
I
means
started to eat
I
my
started
dinner
to eat my
at 9
dinner
o'clock,
at 9 o'clock,
whereas I had
whereas
eaten my
I had
dinner at
eaten
9
my
o'clock
dinner at
means
nine
that
o'clock means
my
that
dinner was
my
already
dinner
finished
was already
at
finished
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Had you had anything to eat before you came to school today? Had you had anything to eat before you came to school today? Yes or no?
Yes,
I had
I
something
had something
to eat before
to
I
eat
came to school
before I
today.
came to school today.
Had you ever seen me before you came to this school? Have you ever seen me before you came to this school? Yes or no?
No,
I hadn't
I
had,
had
I know.
had
No, I had
hmm?
never seen
No,
you
had never seen you
before I came to this
before I
school.
came to this school.
Very good. When you began your lesson at this school, had you already studied some English or were you a complete beginner? When you began your lesson at this school, had you already studied some English or were you a complete beginner? When I began my
When I
lessons
began
at
my
this school,
lessons at this
I had
school,
already
I had
studied
already
some English.
studied some English.
Very good. Next, repeat party,
Party,
political.
political,
Very good. Okay, listen, party is a noun. A party is a social event when a lot of people meet together to enjoy themselves by eating, drinking, dancing, etc. It can be a small or a large party. For example, a birthday party. I sometimes throw a party at home on my birthday. Party could also mean political group. Political is an adjective. Political means relating to the politics and government of a country, city, etc. For example, political party. The strongest political party in my country is Democratic Party. Let's practice. What does the word party mean in Japanese? What does the word party mean in Japanese? The word party
the
means
word party means to
in
in Japanese.
Japanese. Do you ever throw a party at home on your birthday? Do you ever throw a party at home on your birthday? Yes or no?
Yes,
I sometimes
I
throw a
sometimes
party at
throw a
home on
party
my
at
birthday.
home on my birthday.
Which is the strongest political party in your country today? Which is the strongest political party in your country today? The
The Liberal Democratic
party
Party
is the strongest
is
political party
strongest political party
in my
in my
country
country
today.
today.
Do you prefer to go on holiday with a friend or in a large party? Do you prefer to go on holiday with a friend or in a large party? I prefer to go
I
on
prefer to
holiday
go on holiday with my friend
than in a large
than
party.
in a large party.
Very good. Next, repeat mad,
Mad,
crazy,
crazy,
UFO.
UFO.
Very good. Listen, mad is an adjective. The word mad has three common meanings: angry, very interested, and crazy. For example, some people get mad when they are driving in very heavy traffic. I'm most mad about music, films, sports, etc. Crazy is an adjective. It means stupid, not reasonable, or mentally ill. UFO is a noun. UFO is an abbreviation of unidentified flying object. A strange object in the sky that some people believe could be a spaceship from another planet. For example, if a friend told me they had seen a UFO, I think they were going mad. Let's practice. What does the word mad mean? What does the word mad mean? The word mad
The
means
word mad means
angry, very
angry,
interested,
very
and
interested,
crazy.
and crazy.
Do some people get mad when they're driving in very heavy traffic? Do some people get mad when they're driving in very heavy traffic? Yes, some people
Yes,
get
some
mad
people
when
get
they're
mad
driving
when they're
in
driving
very heavy traffic.
in very heavy traffic.
What kind of things are you most mad about? What kind of things are you most mad about? I'm most mad
I'm
about
most mad about
music, films,
music,
sports,
films,
etc.
sports, etc.
If a friend told you they had seen a UFO, would you believe them or think they were going mad? If a friend told you they had seen a UFO, would you believe them or think they were going mad? If a friend told
If
me
a friend told
they
me
had seen a
they had
UFO,
seen a UFO,
I'd,
I'd believe them.
oh, very good friend. Okay, next repeat, copy.
Copy.
Right, like listen, copy is a verb. It means to make or produce something that is exactly like another thing. For example, if one pupil copies from another during an exam, he's sent out of the room. If I were given two copies of the same book for my birthday, I'd still keep the other one as a souvenir. Let's practice. What happens if one pupil copies from another during an exam? What happens if one pupil copies from another during an exam? If one pupil
If one
copies from
pupil
another
copies from
during
another
an exam,
during an exam
He's sent out of the room.
is sent out of the room.
If you were given two copies of the same book for your birthday, what would you do? If you're given two copies of the same book for your birthday, what would you do? If I were given
If I were
two
given
copies of the
two
same
copies
book
of the same book
for my birthday,
for my birthday,
I'd
I'd give one to you.
to me. Okay, very good. Okay, I'll read them both. Okay, very good practice. Thank you very much. See you again next
Thank
lesson.
you.
Have a great day. Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye bye.